line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's
Season still coming to a close, time running out, and these drivers know all too well they have got themselves a bit of a handful and a workaround to deal with right here on the show. Hi everyone, I am Christian Shriver, ready to get all the action here down at Sonoma Raceway here in Sonoma, California, as we're about to see CRX bring it back to the track and back down for the circuit. It's time to finish out this long-running season, this long-running fight. As we now get ready to go here, starting up our today position. Drivers are prepared for heat number 1 as Luis Nunez, Trevor Teal, Alexander Ebedy, Marcos Palacio, Alexander Poteet, Russell Pearson, Matthew Johnson, all fired in this one here, and off the green flag start, we are underway. Subarus and a Ford represented in this one here, and out of the gate here, it's already Russell Peterson, the early advantage on the number 9. Coming down the first corner into the slot, into the big jump down the long straightaway here, entering into the target corner here, coming up. So many little swing arounds here, a lot of openings to really hit through, really have to push through and making some momentum, going for what they can get. Every driver looking for their opportunity to strike big in this heat, make a point in the statement leading into the A main here soon enough. Onboard camera here with the number 4 here, Matthew Johnson, as he tries to get something going here on the Alexander Ebedio. But unfortunately, gets a little tag there from, looks like, Trevor Teal and that steady Duke camp. Alexander Poteet kind of coming in between, making things even worse for him. Onto the Joker lap, all then down through the corners here. The only Ford is going to bring it through. Alexander Ebedy representing Germany very well already, going to get a good jump around the track. Down to the edges here, into the first set of turns here. Alexander Poteet trying to keep it up there with Luis Nunez right now. Nunez representing Spain, and the number 14 today here as he continues to fight it on here with Alexander Poteet. Drives it in deep, makes it stick here, coming through the sand pits and the dirty rounds here at Sonoma. Gets it through the traffic, through the circuit here, and they'll run him through. Laps winding down though, we're down to only 4 laps remain. Through the Joker goes Trevor Teal, now looking to take full advantage here. Luis and Alexander though also going straight in for their Joker lap. Huge hang time here by Russell Pearson in the background. You'll see them getting some serious jumping on these corners. Drivers trying to find an opening here, trying to find a leg up here to get things closer to the end, closer to the round here. Spreading them apart a little bit. Now the Joker lap going to be very important for those that did not take it so far. Luis Nunez right now, your race leader, after taking the Joker on Alexander. A little bit of a tap in the wall though as it came off that corner there. He's going to have to be careful. Poteet, the first time we've ever seen Alexander here on our showcase here. Right now doing a pretty impressive job, I'll say. Keeping it very controlled, very systematic here. Doesn't want to try to do anything too crazy or too all over the place here. Matthew Johnson now finally taking his Joker lap, but you can see the damage has been done here for this heat. He'll have to set it up in the A main when he gets to that. Unfortunately, this is not the way he was hoping for. Ebony right now currently trying to pull off the upset, try to get there to Luis Nunez. Nunez right now, probably in my opinion, the absolute toughest driver in the Rallycross section that we see on our show. With an over 7,000 I rating, this cat right here is going to be one tough animal to take down as the white flag bops on out. Trevor Teal, though, has made quite a bit of a showcase for himself and a bit of a fight off here with some of these guys before. He's been trying to get it done yet again, but has been struggling to keep up the distance, trying to keep up the speeds and control. Marcos Palacio here dealing with a little bit of poteet now as he tries to make a last-ditch effort, a last-ditch pass. Through the S-turn, swinging it right, swinging it left, into the corners, taking the cone with poteet, goes to 369. The 383 of Palacio trying to make one more move here off as Luis Nunez will jump across the finish line into victory lane for the number 14. Ebony goes second, Teal goes third. Palacio with the Joker lap will go fourth, and Poteet will have to settle for fifth. Ah, great race. Impressive stuff in the heats. But now lies in wait for our next major little race round. We're now sending it down to warm-up session here. We're going to see what the drivers bring to the table here in a little bit, as we're actually, not going to warm up. We're going to the B main. So real quick, let's take a look at our heat results here, popping up on your screen. Here is your results here. This will be Luis Nunez going away with a win. Second going to Alexander Ebony, and Teal goes third. Top five are going to be all advancing on. Every driver will have to face off in the B main. Consolation race now coming up. Just give them a couple laps and let them have a little shootout. Off the start here, bringing them down to the line. And it looks like Nunez and Ebony will be out from this one. So 5 drivers will take the stage. Going to determine the final positions here and the final track slates here as they come through the edges, through the turns. Big problem there for Pearson already. Swung it way too wide off the corner. Opened the door up big time there, and troubles yet again. It looks like, oh, one upside down, cartwheel it all around. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lucky card in that number 72's trunk right now, because that thing was all over the place on the jump. And speaking of going over some jumps and some ridges, Johnson, well, he'll take it over a few small bumps in the road and a little fork in the hill there. He goes straight over the top of the mountain here at Sonoma. Wow. These Rallycross starts are just getting wilder and wilder every time I call them, I swear. Pearson right now trying to get back into the wrecks, mixing things here. He gets in the third spot. Taking the Joker lap with Palacio and Poteet as both drivers now take full advantage. The only Argentinian driver here that has ever won here on our show in a heat or in an A main. Palacio looking to try to continue that hot streak, continue that speed. He'll have to try to take down the Spaniard himself in the 14 as well as the German in that 99 later on in our night here. As the field starts to get more closely switched out and kind of thrown all around here, we're currently only down to 2 laps to go. Trevor Teal farther back than the number 4 here due to that little cartwheeling act he performed on the first part of the race here. Teal, I gotta believe, will have to deal with the outside and the back lane here later on as he's going to struggle to keep up the distance with the white flag popping on by. Remember, the guys up front right now have taken the Joker, so Palacio, the only thing he's got to do is just continue to ride it out. Ride it off and then get into the warm-ups, and then we'll talk all about what's going to really go down here in that one, because I feel like this could be a serious main event coming their way. You know, Sonoma Raceway may be known for its usual lush greens and big rallycross, usually big road course style races, but it's good to see the rallycross get some love and show you guys truly what it's all about and what they bring to the table. Off the final jumps, though, it's going to be Palacio and the 383 popping away with the consolation race. The B main belongs to him. Poteet will go second out of this bunch here. Russell Pearson, Matthew Johnson bringing it around for third, fourth. And Trevor Teal, all alone in the back, will go fifth. All right, now warm-up session now underway here, but let's take a look first at our results for the B main here. Let's look at it here. Palacio, strong showing, great stuff out of the gate, looking to continue his hot streak. Alexander Poteet is going to go second, then third goes to Russell Pearson. Johnson and T will go fourth to fifth. Ebony and Nunez wait in the wings. Let's talk about this cat for a second here. The Spaniard out of Spain here, number 14, Luis Nunez. Last time we watched him, he pulled up a performance, dominating the tracks, dominating around the circuits, and seemingly had no give, no mishaps with that title stand and his Logitech Subaru machine coming around this track here. It makes you wonder, will he be the guy everybody tries to hunt down, tries to knock down? Alexander Ebony was the first German to ever win here on PTM Racing TV, and he's looking to be another winner here on our show by taking down Luis Nunez. But again, with guys like Marcos Palacio out of Argentina, as well as Alexander Poteet, really making things difficult all the way around the track, that makes you kind of wonder and question, are they going to be able to hold off long-term, long style? Because this track has seemingly been a bit of a head scratcher on the starts, but once you get going, then it's pretty much just kind of ride it out from there. We don't know, though, late in the run, with the motors cooking up quicker and the speeds getting a lot harder, how much damage that will do off on their cars and how much they'll do to them. Right now, Alexander Poteet, though, actually laying down the fastest time here out of the sections. Oh, and Alexander Ebony, man, he's going to need to get into the backup car for that one. You saw that car just completely slide right into the wall protection there. The safety barriers doing their job, but the car unfortunately could not do its job and stay out of it. That's a huge hit, and that's going to definitely deal some damage to him and his credibility here for this next go-around. He'll get it right back on out, though, and get it right back onto the field. You can hear that throttle with him, too. You can hear how distance and controlled. He's got to be going uphill versus going down slope. When you're going down slope, it's a bit of a different story. This is an uphill round, though. And then you go through these sliding S-corners that I like to bring it to. I just call them slippery snake turns, if you will. So difficult to master, so difficult to achieve and complete. And these guys know it all too well. The Subarus, though, they were definitely bad fast in that set. So we'll see that shorter wheelbase here of the Ford here will be able to actually kind of take these guys for a bit of a loop here, a bit of a ride. I'd say right about where Poteet's driving, though, is about where you want to beat to the corners, and even Ebony doing much of the same. I think he's really trying to keep a close distance and a close eye on the overall picture, the long-term run around. And he knows it can get very, very tricky later on, because a lot of guys are trying to overdrive and overpower themselves and the others in the field. Of course, a few tracks still left to go in our season here. Tracks that we've never seen before, like Motorsports Hell. In general, we have never seen that arena, that facility. I cannot wait to show it to you guys. I actually just went and bought it and recently went to it down on the trackside here on the iRacing and went to go take a look at it. It's a very unique facility, my friends. It's very cool, but it is going to be pretty interesting just to see how drivers actually can handle around that track, around that section and that centers, because it is very much a dedicated rallycross track as much as it is a dedicated road course area. Only about a minute left here and timing. Drivers getting ready to finish off. If you're Luis Nunez right now, it's just taking that Joker lap. I mean, you gotta kind of wonder yourself, how hard is it going to be to really knock some of these guys down, take some of them up for a little bit of a ride here? And, well, I think we might have got our answer there. His best time literally with that Joker lap was a 29:10. Now, remember, Poteet, though, had actually had the faster of the two bunch. But I will say that little runaround he just did there might have just changed things up completely. Now, Nunez really going to get aggressive, and you can see he's already making things really interesting. He just does not care. Oh my. I think he's just trying to give Ebony a little warm-up on what's about to happen, but Ebony, to his credit, held up and put a fight back to him. Credit to the jump, and they're making to take it a little bit of abuse as much as he gave it back to him. And with that, Yay Main has now commenced and has now begun the set. Feature time coming your way, race fans. Here we go. The big race, the big ticket to the winner's circle. Which one will it be? Let's take a look at our field. Here is the field. Luis Nunez in the 14, Trevor Teal in that 72, Alexander Ebedy in that 99. The 383 Marcos Palacio, Alexander Poteet, the 369, Russell Peterson in the 9, and Matthew Johnson in the 4. Field is ready to go. And we are set. The action preparing up. Drivers in gridding stage now, awaiting the command, awaiting the structure, waiting for the field to bring him on down. Green lights popping up right now. Here we go. Green flag is out. We're underway. Into the first turn, Johnson, the advantage. Getting a good hold shot out of the gate here. Everybody looking for position as they jockey around. Finding some time to get through the corners through the field here. Every driver clean so far. They've got about 10 laps they're going to have to complete before they can say anything else there. Trevor Teal putting it right up to Johnson as the rest of the field trying to march their way around. Nunez already into the third slot, looking for an opening. Cones are flying. The CLM movement completely thrown out of the water. And Palacio into the grassy plains here of Sonoma, California. Trying to get it squared back up. Round down to the next set of turns to the S turns and slideways into the asphalt. Hard charge off, but Teal with a bobble. Ends up into the grass. That doesn't gain you speed, my friend. Luis Nunez right into the spot. And out of the Joker lap. He'll follow it in with Teal falling from behind. Johnson's got to try to stay focused and time the Joker when he needs to, but Luis is already in a clear-cut idea. He wants to fire as far away from these guys as he can. The Joker lap is going to be a useful little tool there for him, and he knew it. Getting farther away from the whole field and getting farther away down from the track side of things. Only 9 to go. Johnson's going to have to be patient. Trevor Teal went in there as well, and Alexander Ebedy and Poteet, both drivers right now, have yet to go in. Well, the question now remains is when do they decide and when do they choose to make the big move? The jump and the jockey around. Oh, looks like Ebedy's going to go for it. Through the turn, into the Joker. Great speed coming off, but it's only enough to move him into the third spot. Teal and Luis already got a good jump on him. This is exactly what Nunez and them wanted to know. Can they get a good runoff on him and get further ahead from him? Well, they certainly got their answer and then some, if you ask me. Teal moving around, Palacio trying to get up there with Poteet. Poteet's trying to hold him off. Good battle here by Poteet as he continues to work his magic, work the throttle around. Palacio, though, not giving him anything there. Oh, but there's Poteet giving him a huge corner pass there over the turn. Drives that thing in deep and gives him all the sidewall and all the skirt you can from that car. My goodness. Put on around and put back into his place. Matthew Johnson, the 4, by the way, still without taking the Joker, keeping it right real with Ebedy. Ebedy right now trying to give him some room. Ebedy right now trying to hold on. Going through the corners here. Still no smoke, no cigar. Can't quite keep around the track as well as he was hoping for as we go on board with the ZK design. The ZK design 72 of Trevor Teal. As he continues to move the chains on in, farther around the track they go. Entering into the turn yet again. Ebedy right now going right for it. Ebedy right now moving up farther ahead. Small moves, big runs here for the 99. Johnson trying to stick with it. You can see that forward motion though, going sideways on a shorter wheelbase. Actually, it's kind of helping him a little bit to get the car to straighten out farther on the distance, so he doesn't have to necessarily deal with the wheel travel as bad as some others may have to, like those Subarus. Nunez right now currently still holding down the race lead. You can see him driving her in deep, making it stick, not caring about anything that involves the other drivers behind him. Just trying to stay focused on what lies ahead and what the future can go forth with him. Ebony right now trying to keep ahead of Johnson. Johnson, though, still without a Joker lap to his credit, to his name, Trevor Teal. I got a feeling probably watching closely as he continues to drive it around, knowing he'll have to take an event in a due time spot. Remember, all drivers take the Joker lap at least once in a race. They have to under the command and the guidelines of the Rallycross rules. But really, I think they always want to because it's going to give them more speed, more garner and tension. One downside, though, is when you're going off some of these jumps, man, that's one thing in Rallycross that's a great equalizer, is if you miss time a jump, you miss time a turn, you're pretty much costing yourself all that momentum and all that run you just got. That's how difficult it is just to even hang on, really give yourself a winner's circle check here if you're not too careful. Remember as well today, race fans, we've got one more big main event coming your way here. The Snowball Derby is going to be put in the virtual world as the Misfits Sci Racing League Super Late Models Division come down to Pensacola, Florida. We'll see Five Flag Speedway back out on the track. Down across the ends right now, Russell Pearson in the number 9, currently holding down his position, holding down the charge here, looking to hold up for a last-ditch effort as we go on board with him. Sending things flying up and sending that car straight up into the ground and into the pits of the sandboxes here of Sonoma. A bit of a sandy dirt section, cornered edge here. It's very interesting, kind of dealing with two kind of different tacks when it comes to the loose side of things. Then, of course, that asphalt circuit that is Sonoma Raceway, making things even more difficult to really master and figure out. Palacio thought he had a way to strive against the 9 of Pearson, but Pearson did not take his Joker lap yet. Takes it right back from him. 2 laps to go. And the field getting further in control, further in the upsets here, though. Trevor Teal way out of bounds into that real bad sandy grass plains here. Couldn't quite keep the car under wraps. The 4 Matthew Johnson swinging some extreme slide jobs, sliding right through the corners as Luis Nunez will take the race lead to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for the Spaniard. The driver out of Spain has already won his first A main and heat before. He would love nothing more than to do one more time, one more chance to take a win in a circle trip. Off the final lanes, final corners, the 14 Nunez with solid performance making racing here will take the win and the victory at Sonoma. Bring it home to Spain. Nunez will win it. Alexander Ebony will go flying across here. The Germans pulling off a great final comeback here, coming away second. And Trevor Teal, hats off to him for pulling off a good final battle there for third. Has a great little corner off here from Pearson. Will take down number 9, 4 of Johnson, but Palacio, surprisingly of them all, takes the Joker when they least expected it, and will take home a final spot in 4th. What a finish. And your race winner at Sonoma has been crowned here. Luis Nunez will bring it on home for the Spain crew, and a big, big victory for him and his team. Let's take a look at the results now popping up on your screen. The feature is complete, and Luis will win it all once more. Another trip to victory lane for the man out of Spain. Alexander Ebony bringing home a solid second for Germany. Trevor Teal, the American, bringing home third, round out his field. Palacio goes 4th, 5th to Pearson, 6th to Johnson. Poteet goes 7th. That rounds out our field. Well, race fans, that will all but do it here for our coverage here from Sonoma. But we'll tune in with you guys live action on Saturday as well. You saw the live action here. We'll get ready for some more live racing on Saturday as we see more heavy hitting, heavy action. But for now, all of us here at PTM Racing TV want to say thank you so much. And join us here in just a couple hours as we take it down to Pensacola.